This summer, I went to a camping trip in the middle of nowhere. No cell service, and completely unplugged. I was invited on this trip by one of my friends I met 3 years ago in high school, and out of the 12 people going on this trip, he was the only person I knew besides his brother. My friend ended up not being able to go on the trip because he couldn't get the time off work, which put me in a position where I had to decide if I wanted to stay home or go on a camping trip with basically a dozen strangers. I was reluctant at first, but after I realized it was going to be a great opportunity to meet some new people, I started packing my things. The trip was amazing. We had a village of 7 tents around a fire pit that we had to collect and chop our own wood for. We had to prepare all of our own meals, find ways to keep ourselves occupied, and try not to get sunburned. We threw rocks into the river, played spike ball, passed a hacky sack around, and chatted lots. In the evenings, we all huddled around the campfire and had way too much to drink. It was great. In those moments, I thought about how little everything else mattered. As long as we were fed, hydrated, and uninjured, everything was good. At the start, I felt like an outsider. Nobody knew me, and everyone else knew each other. But I quickly realized that my own concerns about how little anybody knew me was a bad excuse to not try and fix it. So I did try. And by the end of the first day, I had everyone's names memorized, which is a bit of an accomplishment for me. By the end of the trip, it was handshakes and hugs next to grateful goodbyes. Now that I'm home, I'm thinking a lot about how that trip can be applied outside of a camping setting. While I was out there, I brushed aside any amount of shyness I had in me, because I was eager to be a part of the experience. And I think that's a valuable lesson to have learned. In a couple days, I went from shaking everyone's hand for the first time to cracking jokes around a campfire with people who felt like dear friends. I shook those hands because I wanted to be able to feel welcome while we all sat in front of the fire, and it paid off. So I guess the moral of the story is this. If you see some group with what looks like an already established sense of community, don't convince yourself that you're an outsider before you've had a chance to prove yourself otherwise. The outsider is the one who doesn't wish to be part of something. And if you wish to be part of something, just go shake some hands and find a chair next to the fire.